So Brighton versus Crystal Palace has always been a tasty game, but for the first time in the history, this fixture will have no fans in the stadium. One of the most underrated rivalries in football, and I know that's me saying it, but it's a true and utter fact. Whether you like or disagree, I'm confirming it now. It's a fact. Underrated. But as you can see from the title of this video, YouTubers and myself will be predicting this Brighton versus Crystal Palace game. But before we go into these predictions, I've got to say a few things. First of all, as you guys know, this video is sponsored by the guys over at OneFootball. If you want the best footballing app, then make sure you download the app. First link in the description, hit that if you want the live scores from Belarus, India, England, anywhere League 2, National League, you're going to get live updates and obviously transfer news too. You guys can get it on the OneFootball app, so make sure you download that. First link in the description, that will help me out a lot. And let's get into this video. And as well as downloading OneFootball, please leave a like on this upload. 200 likes will be fantastically appreciated. This is the biggest game of the season. Now, I know Brighton have lost 3 games and we've won 1. But this game, form goes out a window. I know Palace are doing well. I know Brighton are playing very well but not getting the results. But this game means everything. As I mentioned, any rivalry or derby game of football, form goes out a window and it's all to play for on the day. And talking of form, let's go through the last 5 games between Brighton and Palace. So the last fixture between the sides, Brighton lost 1-0 and as an undeserved loss. One before that we drew 1-1, should have won. The one before that, Brighton won 2-1 away from home. The one before that, 3-1, the famous 3-1. Antonio with the wonder goal, the 10-men win. Oh, that was fantastic. And the one before that, Brighton did lose 3-2. So the record as a whole from the last 5 games, Brighton have won 2, drawn 1 and lost 2. 2-1-2. This is going to be an interesting game. So just from the last 5 results, there's not been too many draws, just the 1 and the 4 wins from either side. Now, if we're talking about the history of the results from Brighton versus Palace, let's go through the stats. So Brighton have won 40 games, we have drawn 26 and we have lost 37. So as you can see, the bigger club and better club in this scenario is definitely Brighton and Hove Albion. We've got more wins against Palace than Palace have got wins against us. So that's good. That's a good stat, I'm not going to lie. When you talk about head-to-head records, you want to be that one on top, and that's where Brighton are right now, on top. Now, I want to quickly delve into the last 2 games Brighton have played against Palace, because it's quite interesting and quite undeserved results. So the game last season at Selhurst Park ended 1-1. Now, it is a game where Brighton should have won. If we took our chances, we should have happily and easily got the 3 points, but it wasn't the case. Now, let me go through the stats of this game. Now, Brighton had 15 shots, Palace had 11. Brighton had 10 shots on target. On target 10. And only scored the 1. And then Palace had 4 shots on target, with Brighton having 66% possession to Palace's 34% possession. So as the story always is for Brighton, we never really take our chances. 10 shots on target, you would like to think more than 1 goes in. But now we go into the home fixture where Brighton played Palace. It was actually the last fixture Brighton and Palace have played against each other before all this corona business happened. And the stats for this game and the result, I generally can't believe. So let's go through it. So the home fixture at the Amex Stadium ended 1-0 to Palace. It was an away win for them and it was really undeserved, and here's why. So Brighton had 23 shots, Palace had 12. Brighton had 8 shots on target and Palace had 3. 67% possession to Palace's 33% possession. I've got to say, full stop. I know I'm a Brighton fan, I know I'm all this, but you know, you got to give credit to Palace's, system. They have that counter-attacking system, and that's what they did against Brighton home in the home game and the away game. So unfortunately that's the case, but listen to these stats, because this is the one which makes me a bit mad. So getting goals and scoring goals for Brighton has always been an issue. And yeah, let's listen to these combined stats for both games. So from the away fixture to the home fixture, these were the stats. Brighton in the 2 games had 38 shots. 38. And had 18 on target. We only scored 1 goal. It says a lot, really, doesn't it? When you have 38 shots, you believe that more than 1 goes. And you like to think about, 5 to 8 goals goes in. We only got the 1. But disregarding these stats, this season, Brighton have changed dramatically. And when I mean dramatically, the football, the style, the attacking flow we have, the transitions from the midfield defence to the midfield to the attack is very much changed. It's changing Potter's system. And this is why I really am really excited to go into this game, because I feel like this time and this season we are definitely putting our chances away. You can see it. Portsmouth 4-0, Preston 2-0, you got a goal at Chelsea, you got a goal, 2 goals at United. We are scoring goals now. Everton 2 goals despite conceding 4, and in the last 3 games Brighton I think I've conceded around 10 goals or something. It's ridiculous. It's a bit mental, because playing 5 at the back, you'd have thought that we are defending quite well, but however, recently it's not been the case. This season so far, Brighton should not be lying with 3 points on the table at all. I know we beat Newcastle, we thrashed them 3-0, and if we can thrash Newcastle 3-0, and absolutely dominate them at that place, I'm sure we can beat Palace and dominate them at their place. And if you got to give credit to Crystal Palace, then they are playing well this season. They've got some good results so far. They beat Southampton, they've beaten obviously Manchester United away from home, first game of the season. When you look at it now, Man United aren't the hardest teams to beat, and I know it's saying from a Brighton fan who, you know, we haven't beaten them. Which is quite ironic, actually. But I think everyone in football knows that Brighton were robbed that day. We were robbed. We should have got a win. We should have got a draw at least. You know, it wasn't the case. At Chelsea, we should have got something out of that game. We didn't. Everton, okay, that's the first game this season where we deserved to lose. It wasn't the case. Everton, a very strong side. And you know what? I'm going to surprise a lot of people this season. But as the title of this video says, let's get into the predictions these YouTubers I've got onto the channel. So thank you very much to the YouTubers I've got onto this channel to predict the Brighton versus Palace game. So let's go through and start with the first one. So I've got 10 elite YouTubers coming onto my channel to predict the Brighton versus Palace game. Links will be in the description for every single YouTuber I mentioned and I included in this video. Will be down in the description, so make sure you subscribe to them. And now we're going to be starting with Theo Ogden, aka Fogden. I edit his videos, and I bet and I hope, I really do hope, from the loyalty I have given you, mate, you back the Brighton boys today. What is your prediction, mate?
Hello, Josh lad. Hope you are well. I'm going to go with Brighton 2, Palace 1. I'm backing the Brighton mainly because you've got a very decent team this year. Lamptey's on fire. I can see Malpai scoring. That's my prediction, son.
Now, that is what you like to hear, mate. A 2-1 Brighton, more pay with the goal. He's going to be shushing and crying to the Palace fans, you know, who are watching on TV. So there you go. But, yeah, mate, I'm very happy with that prediction. So, mate, moving on to the next one. George Achillia. I think have you got a good prediction, mate? What have you got? Please back the boys too.
This is a tough one because I think both of you have actually started off fairly well. I know Palace were hammered 4-0 by Chelsea, but it's Chelsea. And you guys are playing well, but you're not winning the games. I think Brighton are going to come through with a 2-1 win. Warpay's definitely getting one goal. I love him. I think he's a baller. Eze is going to score for them. And I don't know who's going to get your final goal. So, some defender, maybe. I'm not too sure. But yeah, that's my thoughts.
He's gone with the same. He's gone with a 2-1 Brighton too. This guy knows his football because Brighton are going to be getting the win against Crystal Palace. He's gone with Morpay to score and Eze to score for Crystal Palace, but realistically, we know he's not. But thank you, George, for your prediction. I like that one a lot. But now onto Bavs. I mean, we all know Brighton fans, Morpay, they're all living in Babs' head rent-free, so let's hear his prediction. I bet it's going to be a negative one.
Right, so what is your boys' thoughts on Brighton versus Crystal Palace, the motorway derby, whatever it is what it is, and what are my predictions? Look, honestly speaking, I think Brighton are a decent side. And you know what, as much as I hate man like Neil Maupay, I think Graham Potter is a decent little manager. But at the same time, if I look at Crystal Palace and their players, they have man like Wilfried Zaha, and they have people like Eze. Roy Hodgson's not that bad of a manager, and I do respect him. So at the same time, I'm going to go, sorry Brighton fans, a 2-1 victory for Crystal Palace. Goal scorer, Wilfried Zaha. Maupay, I want to see your tears. Ha ha ha, in a bit.
And what a surprise! Babs predicts a 2-1 Palace win because Brighton fans and Maupay are still rent-free in his head. Keep crying, Babs. I'll get the tissues over to you soon. So he thinks Wilfried Zaha's going to score because, to be honest with you, Wilfried Zaha does actually always score against Brighton. It's a fact. It's literally on the goal tallies. Can't really deny it. But now moving swiftly on, let's go to Ellis, the true Fox. What does he predict? I hope he backs the boys too because I know he's a good mate of mine and I'm sure he's going to back the Brighton boys.
You know, it's going to be a very, very close game in my opinion. Both teams have started the Premier League season very, very well. You know, Brighton picking up some good points and Crystal Palace picking up some good points, going to Old Trafford, beating Man United in their own backyard, whereas Brighton, they couldn't do that at home. Sorry, Josh, had to mention that one, mate. There's going to be one winner in this game, and they are the team that is travelling to Selhurst Park, and that is going to be Brighton. I think Brighton will win this game, and I'm going for a narrow 1-0 win. Lewis Dunk is going to score from a corner. Bang.
This guy knows his football. Lewis Dunk from the corner, bash into the back of the net. He thinks Brighton are going to win 1-0, so that's a great prediction. And now moving on to number 5, and that is Villa on tour. You know what? I'm not going to lie. Villa on tour could say anything. What is he going to predict? Let's have a look.
I've been quite impressed with Brighton at the start of this season. Palace have had a few decent results, like the win at Old Trafford, for example. If it was at Brighton, I'd predict them to win, but it's at Selhurst Park. Obviously, there's no fans, but still, I fancy a 1-1 draw. That's probably not what you want to hear, Josh, but you'd probably take a point away at Palace, as long as you don't lose like you did in the last game. You'd probably take that. But yeah, 1-1, Zaha to get the goal for them, and the big shithouse Neil Maupay to score for Brighton. Hopefully Palace do it, because I prefer them, up the boys.
Okay, that's an understandable prediction. A 1-1, Maupay and Zaha to score. Maupay, you know what, it's just written in the stars. Maupay is going to score. But that's a fair prediction. 1-1, I've got to take it. I don't appreciate what you said at the end of the video, Max, but your prediction 1-1, it's realistic, so thank you very much. Now, number 6, we've got Sam Chipek. I know he's got a few Palace mates, so will he be lenient towards Palace? Let's have a listen.
As a Spurs fan myself, you lot should be thankful we gave you a team to hate. Same goes to Palace, really. You know, Terry Venables, Alan Mullery, both Tottenham legends. you know, Palace ain't worth that sort of stuff. But considering Brighton's performances that I've seen, you know, unlucky against Chelsea, robbed by United, I think it's going to be a 2-1 Brighton win. I'm vouching Brighton for this season. So yeah, up the Seagulls.
He's not going to be listening to his Palace mates. He predicts a 2-1 Brighton 2 and a happy days. Moving on to number 7, and that is, of course, the Brighton YouTuber himself, BHA today.
Crystal Palace versus Brighton is always a very intense affair. The rivalry. We lost 1-0 to them last time, but I think we're going to beat them at Selhurst Park. We're going to get revenge. Neil Maupay and Leandro Trossard are going to be on the score sheet. And Wilf Zaha always scores against us, so he will score. But Palace have lost their last game 4-0. Yes, we've lost our last 3 games, but we're in fantastic form. We're playing really well. The best football we've probably ever played in the Premier League, and I think we're going to get the result.
Everyone is going for the standard 2-1 victory, and I can't complain. BHA today goes for the 2-1. Maupay, Trossard, and Zaha to score in the game. And I'll tell you what, that's a very good prediction. A 2-1 Brighton, I think, you know, with the goal scorers too, it's very realistic. So hopefully that is the case. Maupay, Trossard, Zaha to score. 2-1 Brighton. Thank you, BHA today. Subscribe to his channel. Now, prediction number 8. We have got the GOAT. We have got the main man. The man, the myth, the legend. Theo, mate, it's not you, it's Fogdad. What is your prediction, mate?
Hello, this is Thogdad. Now, the M23 derby is coming up. Crystal Palace against Brighton, 12th against 15th. Now, I think these two teams will struggle this season. I'm sorry, lads. So what I think will happen is the same as last season, a 1-1 draw. Zaha and Maupay state the bloody obvious. Cheers.
Always going for the same as Villa on tour 2. 1-1 he predicts. And of course, all these predictions are always including Maupay and Zaha to score. It's crazy, but it's obviously the most obvious 2 to score for both teams. So, hey, 1-1 is going for the more football-y approach. I know it's not a word, but in my terms, it is. Now, 1-1 from Fogdad it is. Now, moving on to Alex. Alex Griffin, Ipswich. We always banter you about Ipswich and obviously Leeds United. What was your prediction, mate? I'm interested to know.
I think it's going to be a good game. I think there's going to be a lot of goals. Both teams have been, you know, up and down with form. They've both picked up I think they've both picked up 1 win at least. I think it's going to be 2-2. Neil Maupay, he's on fire. He's a quality striker. He will get 2 for Brighton. For Palace, we don't care, do we, Josh? Who cares about Palace?
Yes, that's right, Alex. You're with me on this one. He's going with 2-2 for the Palace-Brighton game, which is a very interesting, high-scoring one. 4 goals in this fixture. You know, to be honest with you, the way we're leaking goals and the way Brighton are scoring goals and Palace are scoring goals, I can actually see this being a 2-2 draw, you know, in a realistic side of view. So, Alex, mate, that's a realistic prediction, and thank you very much for your prediction. But on to the final one, and that is away days. Ellis, mate, what's your prediction? Please back the boys. You got to back them.
Hello Josh, it's Ellis from Away Days here. I'm going to go for a Brighton 1, Palace 1. I think both teams are quite evenly matched, to be honest. I don't think there's going to be too much difference. Maybe Zaha is maybe a match winner for Palace, but obviously Brighton I think have a really good team this season, and I like Graham Potter as a manager too. So I think Brighton will surprise quite a few people this season, and I'm backing them to finish top 12 in the Prem. Is that something to be excited over, top 12? But either way, I'm going for Brighton 1, Palace 1.
Ooh, and he's also going for a draw, a 1-1 draw, and I'll tell you what, it's a very, you know, realistic approach. 1-1 is a very good prediction. It's very standard, but of course, if Fogdad predicts it, then it could happen, and it probably will happen. Now it's on to my prediction. Thank you very much for the YouTubers who have obviously come onto my channel and given your predictions. Please subscribe to them. Links will be in the description. However, my prediction: Brighton were this level last season, but now we have taken it to the next step, and I'd say we're about this level now. We have improved vastly very well. We have improved massively. In the attacking way, we're putting more bodies going forward, and going defensively, well, to be honest, we've been linking more goals, which is a bit of a concern. However, today, and this fixture, I've got to back Brighton. You can't not back your own club in this game. So today, and this fixture, I'm going to go with a 2-1 Brighton and Hove Albion win. Maupay is going to get a brace, and unfortunately, Zaha is going to get the goal for Palace. I'm going to go with 2 obvious scorers, but Maupay, when my away shirt comes, with Maupay number 9 on the back, when it's there for the stream, oh, he's going to be doing this to the cameras. Palace fans at home crying. I can't wait for Brighton to get this win. This could go either way, where I could get memed, or I could be absolutely loving life right now. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this video. If you enjoyed the video, then make sure you drop a like, subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Make sure you download OneFootball, first thing in the description, so make sure you help me out by obviously downloading the app. And I'll see you guys in another video very, very soon. I'm up the Albion. Comment down your predictions down in the comment section. Are you going to be back in Brighton? Are you going to be back in a draw? Are you going to be back in Palace? Please don't do that, but please let me know your predictions down in the comments. I'll see you guys in Sunday's stream. I can't wait for the game, and I'm very nervous going into it. So I'll see you guys very, very soon. Thanks for watching. See you later. Goodbye, guys.